Clive! How I've missed that scowl.
Where's my report?
What, no kind words for your old pal Gav?
If it's kind words you're after, you're fishing in the wrong barrel. Now sit down, you fool.
So, you remember how quick the Empire was to occupy the Dominion after the fall of Drake's head? And how pissed off all the other nations were that they didn't think to do it first?
Half a century of independence gone at the whim of a madman. So much for their bloody treaty.
Clearly, the promise of unblighted land and the world's supply of crystals was too much for his radiance to resist. And now the Republic's finally decided to follow suit, using liberation as an excuse to declare war on Sambrek. Lined up right outside the Dominion's gates as we speak, looking to starve the Imperials into submission.
And now all eyes are on the Strait of Author.
Well, the two nations beat their shields. The rest sharpen their daggers, ready to set upon the war-weary victor. They'll never see us coming. It's time we moved on the mother crystals. Four mother crystals remain in Storm and Ash. Drake's Breath, near Ironhome. Drake's Fang, in Dhalmekia. Drake's Spine, in Waloed. And Drake's Tail, here in the Crystalline Dominion.
With the bulk of the Republican army marching to Twinside, Drake's Fang will be left exposed.
That is exactly the move Kuku would anticipate. And if there is anything these past 5 years have taught us, is that he loves his traps. There is one place, however, where nobody will be expecting us to go.
Drake's Breath.
There's a shitload of sea between us and it, and I've never been much of a swimmer.
I have an acquaintance in Port Isolde who may be able to help.
Who's that then?
My uncle, Byron Rossfield.
Lord Byron Rossfield of the Seven High Houses, the trade magnate with holdings in over 100 cities. Wait, Rossfield. And you're a Rossfield, of course.
My uncle's name gave him his start in the world, but it was his acumen which earned him his fortune. Along with a handsome fleet of ships.
Well, it's settled then. What are we waiting for, eh? Huh?
What are we waiting for, indeed?
Think it's all right to touch him? I hear there's trouble in Rosera. That room's as ragged as...
So Mather's all right.
Yep. Others weren't so lucky.
What's the matter, Nectar? The hunt board? It's where the Cursebreakers post sightings of particularly fearsome beasts. Those that might pose a threat to our operation. Just because they can't be dealt with when they're spotted, doesn't mean they can't be dealt with later. Was... Right. Well, the people of Valisthea are going through a lot already. But with the Blight and the last thing they need is ungodly fiends terrorizing them on top of everything else. So if the Cursebreakers are too busy to help, then perhaps I can. I don't think so.
Oh, Clive! Welcome.
The Patron's Whisper. Does that mean someone else is taking care?
Oh, no. That's still me. It's just Karen has her toll, Blackthorn has his hammer. I thought a new name might liven things up. I still catalogue every item that arrives, in addition to setting aside those tokens of appreciation the sender has specified are to be presented. Words are immortal. Business is busy. Still. Is everything we've received and everything promised? Here you are. You earned this. All in good time, eh? Best of luck out there, Sid.
Fancy a look at the list, do you? Oh, same old. So, oh. And Sid. But he's still with us too. Quick look. Seen enough?
That room's as ragged as ghost locks.
Won't be long now, Martel. Sid, I am,
Is everything all right?
Oh, yeah, it's just, well, as you know,
It's good to know that something of the old hideaway still lives on.
Martel's pride and joy. It was a sapling when she rescued it from the rubble, but look at it now. All her hard, I took it on, you see, after she... And not only is it ready, it's actually tasty. Sweet as you like, in fact. She bred the bitter right out of it.
Impressive. And welcome news to more than a few, I'd say.
I thought this first harvest could go to the curse breakers. On account of all, you couldn't take them some, could you? Seems...
It'll be nice being the...
She always had a soft spot for that lot, see? And once they've had their share, I'll see to it. Here you go. You hear that, Martel?
This tongue here pulls the black from the lake water and renders it clear.
Did you come through the forge today? And you say Sid built this place? Perhaps they're old enough for this.
Go on.
What's the matter, Sid? You look as pale as the day your predecessor slung you in the cell next to mine.
They say removing a brand is almost as painful as getting one.
Once the Dalmecs have laid siege to the Dominion, very little will be leaving Twinside, including the many medicines distilled there.
I hope you don't mind, Sid. I changed the lights in your chambers while you were away.
So Mather's all right.
Yep.
You two look like you could use something to eat.
Martel.
Weren't she the girl from the Furrows?
Course she was.
Aye, and brave as a bane might. Remember?
Please up.
Those apples, are they? She'd have been proud, and rightly so.
A gift from the backyard.
Blimey, these take me back. Old Sid didn't have them right from...
That sounds like the Sidite.
Planning on keeping that lot to yourselves, were you? Hang on. His armour. I'm glad to see someone carried on what she started. Kind of reckon she'd be happy knowing all her hard work. And Clive, tell the lad down in the backyard to run some up.
Well, I've got some manners. You can leave the basket with me. I'll see that the others get their share. Oh, and,
That was the last of the apples. I should head to the backyard and pass along everyone's regards.
And you say Sid built this place?
Curse-break. They were clearly...
They remembered her. I suppose she put everything when she died.
And through you.
I didn't do...
By the way, Otto's expecting some of your crop. And I wouldn't mind some of it either.
Of course not. No. They like your fruit, Mom.
Do you think it was wise to leave, Gav? He didn't seem pleased.
I needed his eyes and nose in Dhalmekia. I'm not about to let Kupka take us unawares. Besides, he has a knack for that sort of thing.
That he does.
And wasn't it Sid who said that matters such as these are best left to dominance? Especially should one of his beloved opportunities to grow and change present itself.
I always knew that I would return one day. Return to Ironhome.
For what?
After learning the truth, you were given the chance to face your past. If I am to continue at your side, I must do the same.
We will face it together then.
To the end.
Come on.
How far do you think your mother's reach extends? Will we find the same tragedy in the south as we did at Martha's Rest?
More than likely. Which is why we should hurry. There are still many settlements between here and Port Isolde. We visit as many as we can and hear their stories. Starting with the village of Amber.
Not alone.
mockery of justice is what it is. Lord Elwyn would never have stood for this.
Quiet, you! Nothing, we're loyalists.
Jill, look.
Rosaria must be cleansed of the stain which befouls her, that she might rise once again from the ashes to welcome a new dawn. 'Twould be a pity to make examples of you all for the transgressions of but a handful.
Of course, your lordship. You shall have our full cooperation.
What business could the Black Shields have in a village this small? There's barely room to hide a bearer.
Then they must be here for something else.
You fancy dancing a gallows jig like the miller's son?
All right, I heard you the first.
Excuse me, but what was all that about earlier?
You haven't heard? Someone's been stirring up trouble. There've been attacks on the garrison, supplies stolen. They even say a Black Shield was murdered. The Empire wants answers, and what the Empire wants, Empire gets.
Don't they just?
Keep your ears open, eh? The Black Shields will pay good coin for information on the culprits. You'd have to be dull as a sack of stones to think you could take on the Empire. What with their 100 full legions?
100? I heard it were 1,000.
Welcome, stranger. Fare ye well?
We're going hunting for outlaws.
There was a time my husband might have stood up to those men.
You seen him, didn't you?
I'm sorry.
The Black Shields. Just now. You seen him? At least I think there was a Black Shields. Can't say I ever saw one before.
Was this the first time they visited the village?
What do you think? If only we were.
You don't think these firebrands the Empire is looking for could be us, do you?
I don't know. But we need to find out. Greetings, friend.
I know that. What do you want?
We couldn't help noticing.
Don't you go telling these strangers a thing. I speak for the people of this village, and you are to leave Amber and never...
May I at least ask why?
I don't know who you are or what brings you here, but your presence puts us all in grave danger. The Empire is a harsh master. Its demands are great, and its justice swift. But as long as we keep our heads down and pay our tribute, some might call it submission. But if it will spare my people the Viceroy's wrath, then I will glad. This village will not.
Then we shall be on our way. These people live with a knife to their throats. in the mistaken belief that if they cooperate, my mother will...
Obedience bought with...
Are you all right?
Sorry, we still don't know who the Black Shields are looking for.
Well, whoever they are, the Imperials deem them one... But other than Martha, who else in Rosari would have the courage to stand? A new ally would certainly be welcome. Can we find... Perhaps the next village will yield more on...
Perhaps.
This pass will take us through the mountains.
And directly into the path of whoever or whatever lurks here.
We're not alone.
Ever since the country, we've seen more of these echoes.
What do you think is waiting there? The mother crystals collapse?
I have an idea. You're not going to like it.
Get him! Get him! This one!
Blood, Clive.
And still wet.
You were told to stay in your homes.
The Black Shields.
You know who we are. And still, you would bear your steel. Why then, we owe you our thanks. You have to dwell in
Say that again. I'll show you a true shield Get him! This way. Get him! Over here! Tell me what I want and the end will be... Who are you looking for?
Why, you. We come bearing a message. Your friends have been found. The branded you. They await you in Old Hill.
Those are Old Hill's gates.
Then we hurry. Find something, boy. Death.
Oh, found her.
This was my mother's doing.
But why? Why would anyone...
I don't know. I never truly understood her. But this...
Oh, Clive.
drives her, and I will end it. We should go.
Yes.
We can't leave them here like this.
We won't. But if the Black Shields have made it this far south, they may already be in Port Isolde.
We're approaching Buick Bridge. Though I doubt the Empire would let us cross over to Rosalith.
I did, Mummy! I could hear him shouting from down the road.
They tell us there's a curfew and then refuse us passage back to our home.
Passage to the provincial capital is restricted to Imperial Army.
They're all Rosarian.
But this is their home.
The Empire would have us live in the Deadlands.
Don't go thinking you'll find refuge in the houses outside Port Isolde. The place is a wretched hive of thieves.
Go for it! Over here! This one. Go for it! Sickle! Sickle! Over here! Go for it!
Company.
The Lazarus. What happened to this place?
My mother happened. The nobles who lived here didn't stand a chance. Let's hope my uncle fared better. We should start with the main gate and see where that gets us. That's the main gate. And it looks like we're not the only ones hoping to get in.
Let us pass! My children are starving!
Have mercy.
Iceland's dogs, they are! You can't ignore us forever!
Let us in, or we'll die on your doorstep!
Better out there than in here!
More than enough room to
Fuck
sit.
off!
Find the generous bastards. Those crystals belong to us all.
I said,
Away with you, filth!
Back to your stalls!
Cut you down where you stand! Destroy it!
No chance of slipping through unnoticed. We'll need to find another way in. I thought we might be able to reason with the guards.
I suspect Was that the only way in?
Officially, yes. My uncle once told me that the nobles had tunnels built, so that they could visit town without having to walk them. The Lazarus. We'll find our way in.
If you're sure. Do you think it's safe?
As long as it is.
The good news is we haven't seen a single black shield since Old Hill.
Maybe they found who they were looking for. This is nothing like I remember it.
How quickly a crown can lose its luster.
Not abandoned, then.
Oi! Visitors!
Apologies. We'll show ourselves out.
I've only ever seen one man fight like that. And he's long dead.
Then perhaps it's time you joined him.
The blessing of the Phoenix. It can't be. I was there when you died. Huh? Forgive me, my lord. I knew not whom I addressed. You have naught to fear from us. Founder,
So wait.
We can speak inside.
And those who wouldn't bend the knee?
We left before the Empire could make examples of us, though we didn't go far. And we banded together to form the Guardians of the Flame soon after. Alas, there is only so much a handful of aging shields can do against the might of an empire. But we've seen to it that their stay has been anything but pleasant. Of late, though, we've had our hands full just trying to keep the Duchy's few remaining bearers out of the Imperial's clutches.
The Cullings. We saw what happened in Old Hill.
Aye. The foul work of the Black Shields and their mistress.
You mean my mother? But it doesn't make sense. Even knowing what I know about her. Her hatred for bearers was no secret, but she wouldn't have been ignorant of their value to the realm.
No offense, my lord, but in case you haven't noticed, the Lady Annabella couldn't care less about the realm. She barely even cares for her own home. That much has been plain since the slaughter at Eastpool. And, since granting the Holy Emperor a new heir, her obsession with bearers only seems to have grown. As to why, I don't know. Maybe she can't bear the thought of anyone having the power to challenge her beloved son.
Her son.
Sir Wade, the Black Shields have broken camp. They march in full force for Buick Bridge.
Then so do we. Make ready. This is their main host. If we remove the head, perhaps we can prevent what happened at the docks from happening somewhere else. If I do nothing, then the blood of their next victims will be on my hands.
Yours and ours. We too have witnessed the crimes these men who dare call themselves shields have committed in my mother's name. It cannot be allowed to continue. We must put a stop to this madness.
We must. So let us go with you. For the good of Rosaria.
I was hoping you'd say that. Very well. If that is your wish, I would be honored to serve at your side.
And we at yours.
So, Wade, let us do our duty.
With pleasure, my lord.
I imagine this endeavor will require more than just our wits.
Then let's hope Sir Wade has a good quartermaster.
Allow me to tend to your needs, my lord. As you wish, my lord. What is it you require? It has been an honor.
Tell us then.
Nothing fancy. Sensing this will allow us to win. While the Black Shields have an advantage in numbers, you see, they...
How small?
Small enough. Now that I have...
But until we arrived, that was your plan.
So wait. The bearers from Old Hill have been laid to rest.
Very good.
As you command.
Thank you, Sir Wade. Perhaps now they will...
There is but one thing, putting an end to...
And so we should...
Blessing of the Phoenix go with you.
How long have you been pursuing the Black Shields?
Since they burned their first village. We tracked down the bastards responsible and fed their corpses to Stillwind. Suffice to say, that got their attention. It's been a game of cat and mouse ever since.
Fly, Ambrosia.
Sideways.
Come along now.
The bastards are lucky I didn't.
There they are. On your command, my lord.
Thanks, Cal.
What is it now? I told you!
We bear a message for the Viceroy.
Ha! That a pair of filthy vag could guard aught against the might of the Black. Die along with...
Forestaria! Forestaria!
Your petty revolution ends here. On these our swords we swear. Get it.
Bloody hell! Reinforcements from the far bank!
I wanted them to fight their battles for them.
Get him! To me, boy! Over here!
More dragons.
Words. The Imperials aren't taking any chances. I can't say I'm flattered.
This way!
A noble stand, albeit a misguided one. In taking it, you have but proven our point. That this land is in dire need of cleansing.
I'm occupied. We need to finish this.
You mean finish him? This one.
Over here!
I don't see any more.
Not...
It did. We sent every last one of the rotten bastards straight to them! Perhaps this will be enough to stop the Cullings.
Perhaps. Though I doubt my mother will take this loss well. She'll move swiftly to see her minions' ranks replenished.
And then it will all begin. I often wonder if the nation we once knew is gone. Her fields rot. Her people, we battled to preserve the flame that was, but for every foe we fell, another spring. Yet be that as it may, it is still our. For as long and her loyal subjects may dream of a day when...
So wait,
Think we should fall back to Port Isolde before the garrison sends a sound strategy, my lord.
And how long has my uncle been funding you and your comrades?
Since the beginning. Lord Byron was the first person I turned, and had I known of this tunnel back then, I wouldn't almost have been hanged by the city guard for trying.
I suppose a formal request for an audience would have appeared suspicious.
And appearances must. Were the Vice-Regency to catch wind of Lord Byron's involvement in our movement, they'd seize his estate and send him where he would be of no use to anyone. And so, though it sickens him to the soul, he plays the part of the loyal lord, knowing that one wrong, it is why he remains ever vigilant. Don't be surprised if he refuses you and...
Then I will have to think of a way to prove that I am neither wraith nor wrong.
I might have something which could help. It's the mark of the Guardians. Display it, and those who love resist.
I shall wear it with pride.
Be sure that you do. I don't want my men attacking you again. If only Sir Tyler could have been here to see you.
Thank you, Sir Wade. If there is a...
I know.
How accommodating. Do you really think they believe we are who we say we are?
Not a chance. Right, I guess. My uncle believes we're imposters here to rob him. And means to string us up himself.
Imagine my surprise when I was told my nephew had come to visit. Clive Rosefield died long ago. And for uttering his name here, you shall pay with your tongue! You would mock me as well?
It is I, Sir Crandall of Camelot, loyal servant to Her Serene Holiness, Saint Sybil the Unshod. Meadow, thou vile sorcerer, for thy crimes against church and crown, I shall have thy head.
Curse thee, infectious flax wench. Even in death, must thou plague me still? Very well. I shall open the gates of hell, that thou might see thy charge once more.
Bravo, Uncle. You're still the finest Meadow in the twins.
Oh, Clive, my dear boy, it's really you. You always were fond of that scene from The Saint of the Sanctuary. Never did let me play Sir Crandall.
I have a favor to ask, Uncle Byron.
Rutherford, inform the kitchens. There'll be guests. We dine immediately.
But, Uncle...
You can't very well regale me with the tale of your miraculous preservation on an empty stomach. Go on, sit. See that you use the good plates, Rutherford. So you arrived late to one of her cullings, did you? Since becoming Vicereine, Annabella has been a constant thorn in Rosaria's side, but these atrocities are a new low. Something has changed. Quite what, I don't know, but the woman we knew is gone, and a monster sits in her place.
A monster?
For better or worse, I've been charged with governing this town, and thus must maintain the illusion of obedience. That's all I can do to aid Wade and his merry band of revolutionaries.
So he's told us. You have risked much for Rosaria. Our nation will be forever in your debt.
It has been 20 years, Clive. The nation your father and your forefathers fought to defend is no more. Perhaps it would be otherwise had I the courage of my brother. All right, if it's a ship you require, a ship you shall have. I've a galley in port, but recently relieved of her cargo. She can be outfitted for the voyage in a matter of weeks.
So you believe us, then? About everything?
Believe you? Ha! Only a fool would believe even half of the things you claim. But until tonight, only a fool would have believed my nephew still lived. And besides, I have it on good authority that Clive is telling the truth.
Whose authority?
Your own, of course. You've always been a terrible liar.
Is that true?
It's not untrue.
Let's say no more about it, eh? It wouldn't do to linger on my nephew's greatest failing. The one thing I cannot believe, though, is all this about you being Sid. You were always such a good boy, but now you're quite the outlaw. Which, if I'm not mistaken, would make me an outlaw's uncle. Right then, who shall we pillage first? Rutherford, fetch me my cutlass. This will be fun.
Over there. Go on.
She's a fine ship, isn't she?
Once outfitted, she'll bear us across the boiling sea to Drustinus in the space of 3 days.
Something on your mind?
Monsters. When I served the Iron Kingdom, I did so because I saw no other choice. Because once they learned that the lash would not move me, they turned it on those who could. And so I became their puppet. I let them pull my strings, telling myself it was not my hand that swung the sword, but another's. I removed myself from the truth so I wouldn't feel the pain it caused. And before I knew it, I no longer felt anything. Anything at all. I had become a monster.
Jill.
I don't want to be a monster, Clive. Do you understand? I want to choose a different path, a better path. To live on my own terms. But before I can do that, I need to come to terms with my past.
And when you do, I'll be standing there with you, just as you stood with me.
Thank you, Clive. I must atone for my sins. Only then, when it's done, will the monster cease to be.
Just promise me that you won't die with it. Now, let's get some sleep. The journey back to Benamir is long, and there is much to tell the others.
Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
I didn't take you for a Scot.
Oh, this? I borrowed it from old...
Think I'll...
Where's your sense of adventure, Sid? Honest from spit roasts to sweetmeats, Sid?
If it's my blessing.
Well, I'm no hunter, Sid, but you're made of sterner stuff. Would you help?
Something tells...
Fantastic!
So?
Chance's Stew. It was once a favourite among the gourmands of Oriflamme, if the author is to be believed. The only problem is that while the recipe is extremely detailed in a beast, no doubt, most likely something that would make easy work of a simple cook with more broth than brawn, but unwanted violets.
Does the book say anything else?
Well, only that the sweetest violets sprout atop the bed of roses.
Roses. Rosaria, perhaps? One of the butchers in Martha's Rest might know something. I'll ask next time I'm there.
How did we never hear?
There are new billets being posted every day.
Clive!
Is something wrong?
It's Blackthorn. He ain't himself, and if I'm honest, he ain't been for a while. Normally it only takes a couple of drinks to perk him back up, but something's getting him down. It's like he's lost his spark, you know? But I'm thinking he might if we both bent his ear, because he respects you.
Fine.
I knew you'd understand.
But if he doesn't want to talk...
All right. Now, he'll only smell a rat if we both turn up at once. So, I'll go first, and you can meet... Wait a bit.
Monster's taken quite a liking to Lady Karen.
He's not a monster.
First August, and now you. What's it got to do with me?
August was worried that something had been weighing on your mind. I thought you might want...
I told you not to stick...
Clive just wants to help. Talk to him. Please, mate.
It's not the sort of thing you bother people about.
Why don't you tell us all this?
Karen and I have an arrangement. I keep an eye on Goots, and she shows me what the competition's up to. Interesting arms and armor, things like that. Anyway, the other day, she shows me a cuirass she's come by. Masterpiece of level work. Light, supple, and tougher than it had any... Made my stuff look like every clumsy... I should have brought the bastard thing there and then just to study it, but I was too proud. And now every time I reach for my hammer, I'm reminded... You got what you came for.
All right. I always thought of old Blackthorn as a bit of a force of nature. Didn't think anything could rattle him.
Blackthorn's always taken pride in his craft. Something tells me this is only going to get worse. If he has doubts, it will affect his work.
I couldn't agree.
He said he should have bought that cuirass. Assuming you're happy to help.
Too bloody right.
Glad to hear it. Karen, Blackthorn mentioned that you'd...
And he ain't been himself since he saw it. So we thought we'd...
Sorry, sold it already. Didn't think Blackthorn cared for it the way he turned his nose, but it was nicely put together, that's for certain. Even if the bloke who made it is a bit of an odd one. That makes all his stuff to order, but the fella who commissioned it refused to pay. He didn't like the colour of summit.
You don't know where we might find him?
Like I said, he's a bit of an odd one. He don't trust hunters neither, which means he spends as much time out tracking beasties as he does work.
I see.
He did tell me summit, though. Apparently, his next commission's for a set of griffin...
Here! There's a griffin on the hunt board. The curse breakers were placing bets. Now, where the bleeding hell was it
Thank you, Karen.
At least you admit.
So, it sounds like going after that
I'll leave the hunting while you get on with...
Good idea.
Typical nobles.
Thank you for sticking with us.
Those of us who are still here have to look after each other.
Oh,
unwanted.
You're looking for scorpion tails. Used to chuck me, and even if they were...
Do the scorpion...
I dare say they do.
Thank you. This is no time to ride.
Stay sharp.
After what the Empire did to Martha's
Don't you go causing any trouble now.
No use calling Ambrosia now. Let's go. Scorpions. At least I know what I'm up against.
Get
Farewell.
I better get this back to Yvonne before it goes bad. Or any worse, at least. Hope there aren't any more of them.
There's no coin to be had in this miserable land, even if they wanted to trade with us.
I know. It was hard for us to
This isn't gonna be easy. Rest well. I know I will.
Over here! It's over! Get him! Over here! Get him! This one!
Ready, go?
holding back.
Over here! Over here! This one.
Good day to you.
But when can I go on a special errand?
Griffins don't exactly make for easy prey. Let's hope our craftsman hasn't bitten off more than he can chew.
This one.
Over here! This one. This one.
Is something there, boy? Could that be our man? Are you all right?
That griffin caught...
More likely than not.
The name's...
Not so lowly from what I hear. Do you remember selling to a merchant by the name...
She's not an easy woman to forget. Bought a cuirass from me after I lost my buyer. Quite taken with my work, as didn't stop her bartering me down to a pittance. She send you for a refund?
It's not her who sent me.
Well, consider me...
You should be.
Blacksmiths are proud folk, and I don't imagine an impressed... I dearly love... Actually...
What is it?
Treated leather. Same stuff I used to make that cuirass. If your man's as skilled as he sounds, he'll...
You sure?
Well, and thanks to you, I'll be going home with all the griffin hide I can carry. Short of...
In that case?
I'd be much obliged if... Right. You send your blacksmith my regards.
Will do. Hopefully this will sweeten blood. I didn't.
Marvellous! Let's see.
You wouldn't be wrong.
I present Chance's Stew, risen once again from the ashes of obscurity. Grab a spoon, Sid. Let's eat while it's hot.
I'm, not hungry.
Well, it'll be too late once I've licked the bowl clean. Your loss. Odin's teeth. What the salt on the senses. It's like choking on swamp water. And yet, up through the pungency, it takes a moment to recover from such an onslaught of flavours, but never have I tasted. I must share this gift. I won't rest until a steaming bowl of Chance's stew sits before everyone, a single mouthful, and Molly will be breeding scorpions of her own.
I'm sure.
That monster's taken quite a liking to Lady Karen.
And with a bit of luck... How'd it go, Clive? Did you find him, or does the...
I found him. And he asked me to give you this.
You're joking.
He said he wouldn't teach you how to work it, but that if you were as skilled as you sounded, you'd have no trouble understanding how it was done.
So that's his secret. Crafty bastard. He's layered and cross-grained it. Good few times, too. No wonder it's tough. And that's no ordinary oil he's used to get that finish. Oh, this is fine work.
Yeah? I'll take your word for it. Just looks like leather. Here, Clive. You didn't happen to...
Camille, I believe.
I thought as much. There ain't many leather workers in the realm daft enough to do their own hunting, see? And his name kept cropping up when I was... Turns out he's from Tabor. And again, most leather workers. But our friend Camille guards a long-held family secret, the details of which are the subject of some debate in the leather...
Then we better keep this close to our chest.
Listen, sorry for putting the both of you to all that trouble. Still, I'm glad...
That was the idea. Clive's idea. Anyway, he did most of it.
It's good to have you back, Blackthorn.
Just don't expect me to go turning out work like this. There's a reason he does his own hunting. He knows exactly what hides to look for. And that's how he gets them to layer up so nicely. And don't get me started on how much oiling this leather would need. But I reckon I can make something about as good. Something a curse breaker will have no trouble caring for. Anyway, enough narrowing. I've got work.
Looks like we won't be needing a new blacksmith.
As if there was a better one out. I wouldn't have been the same anyway. No one spins a yarn like old Black. Right, now that's... Thanks, Clive.
What do you need? What do you want? Don't waste my time. You ain't got the stuff.
have sworn we had a few. Typical nobles.
How may I help you today, Clive? Is everything we've received and everything promised? Here you are. You earned this. Sorry, but you're not quite there yet. Best of luck out there, Sid.
Back again, Lord Rosfield. I'm touched.
It is not your company, but your counsel that I seek on this occasion.
Ever the charmer. What will it be today, then?
The Iron Kingdom. I need to know what to expect.
You'll soon be setting sail for Drake's Breath, then, I take it. The mother crystal that rises from the boiling sea. There was a time when a true-blooded Rosarian had only to brave the waves to visit it. But then the Ironblood made their move. As you know, the Iron Kingdom rules over the islands to the west of Storm. Or rather, its church does. But this is not the pragmatic approach to state religion employed by the Holy Empire to manipulate the masses. No, the Iron Kingdom is the literal embodiment of the crystalline orthodoxy. And so, if one is to understand it, one must start there. As the name implies, the orthodoxy holds the Mother Crystals sacred, and they do not take kindly to heathens plundering the objects of their worship for the means to fill washtubs and light lamps with frivolous feats of magic. Indeed, the faithful consider ether a sinful thing, a poison no less. And to them, a dominant is an instrument of evil, albeit one they have proven only too happy to turn against their enemies. Some 80 years ago in Northern Storm, Drake's eye collapsed. Soon after, in pursuit of ether and with the Blight at their backs, the Northern Territories descended upon the Grand Duchy of Rosaria. And when the Shields of the Flame marched north to meet them, the Iron Kingdom spied an opportunity. A few short days later, the Crusaders landed on the island of Mount Drastanus, home of Drake's Breath, and plucked it from the Duchy's grasp. Rosaria tried to reclaim it, of course, but to no avail. I doubt more than a handful of Duchy men have set foot on its shores in your lifetime. Nor are they like to again, under the Empire's stewardship, meaning the Iron Blood will keep their island, and with it, the foothold they need to march on mainland soil when next they spy an opportunity. The Mother Crystal is both the object of the Iron Blood's worship and their gateway to the continent, making Drastanus the holiest of holy grounds, from which the Orthodox Crusade shall one day sail forth to claim the remaining Mother Crystals, or die trying.
My father and my grandfather both traded blows with the Iron Blood for control of Drake's Breath. Had things unfolded differently at Phoenix Gate, we would have sent our entire fleet against them.
But instead, they sent their fleet against Rosaria, sacked the capital, killed the men, and captured the women, including Jill. I'd say you'd be forgiven for wanting a little revenge, Clive.
My only aim is to destroy the Mother Crystal. But thank you all the same. Not much else to do here. Let's see if Jill's ready.
It will be over soon. One way